Thanks for downloading a 3CR podcast. 3CR is an independent community radio station based in Melbourne, Australia. We need your financial support to keep going. Go to www.3cr.org.au for more information and to donate online. Now stay tuned for your 3CR podcast.
We're putting up new buildings, we're knocking down the old. We're working in the summer heat and in the winter cold. And the labour power we sell, me boys, for a hard-earned weekly pay produces mighty profits for the greedy MBA. And whether we were born here or born in Italy, in Greece, in Spain or Ireland, in England or Fiji, we all of us are workers, united we must stand, until the wealthy bludgers have been driven from our land. We faced deregistration, it backfired in the face. We're not fooled by arbitration, we won't stay in our place. We hit the bosses hard and fast to win and keep our gains, and break a couple of concrete pours to back our log of claims. So keep your powder dry and hold your head up high. It's class to class and face to face, our limit is the sky. We've got a fighting history and we never will be cowed. Our builders' labour is a name to make a man feel proud.
And it is good morning from the Concrete Gang, a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and coming to you every Sunday morning on Community Radio 3CR. Happy days. Good morning, Gorilla.
Good morning, Warren, and all the listeners out there, and a special cheer out our good mate, Georgie Boy, who's battling away in the Royal Melbourne Hospital. We went and saw him during the week.
Yep, and he is bouncing back.
Bouncing back. What was the word?
Oh, notorious.
I said to the nurse, "This is young George. He's notorious around the construction." And Georgie said, "Notorious. I'm notorious." And then and they're trying to work through Georgie's senses. You know, when it's coming out of all this drama he's had. She said, "What year is it, Georgie?" He went, 1993. And she says, "No, that's not right." I said, "He wouldn't have got that right. We've already had the accident. Don't worry about that." You know? But look, it's good to see Georgie battling away. God love him. We love him dearly at the Concrete Gang. You know, just the character of the industry, and it's great to see that he's fighting his way back in it.
Yeah, so it's a big cheerio to Georgie Despard and to his daughters, Shelley and Donna, and all the grandkids, and his brothers and sisters who have all been there supporting him through a very difficult time. And to quote Mark Twain, news of his passing are greatly exaggerated. So there's a few people there who got a bit ahead of themselves, but Georgie is bouncing back as only Georgie can. I can remember a few other times when Georgie's had a whack on the head and bounced back. In one occasion, he was on a picket line down at the Underground Railway back in the 70s, and Georgie got hit over the head with a lump of by some scabby AWU people, and they took him to the St Vincent's Hospital, and he had a blue with the nun who was in the nursing staff. And he got thrown out, if I remember correctly.
What do you say? Lucky I got no neck, Longy.
So cheerio to Georgie Despard. Hope it's all going well. And
they went to put a collar around his neck, and he said, "I've got no neck." You'll need a cigarette paper.
Righto. Moving along. We should also note at this point, not so good news, the passing of Johnny Bassett, the Hound, and Johnny was a member of the union, both the FEDFA and the CFMEU, since 1984. He only just retired, probably 18 months, I think he's retired. and just 70 years of age, and Johnny Bassett's passed away, and it's sad to hear because he's really been denied having any kind of decent retirement. But his funeral will be next Wednesday, 10:30 out at Pakenham. The local funeral directors, Bullers I think it is, and they are right on the main drag at Pakenham. So just make sure you get into the newspapers and check the actual address. But it is in the main drag, and I think it's just about opposite the local school there. Anyway, that's 10:30 next Wednesday the 29th.
And I suppose another cheer up we should send out the old Coot. Coot's not too well. He's in hospital at the moment, and he's battling his way. His memory's not the best. So to old Coot, battle on, son. You've always been a battler and struggler, so give it your best shot, mate. And the concrete gang's right behind you.
Righto. Now, just a quick reminder. We only keep the CFMEU going with members' money. Right, so the union dues are due. Let's get them fixed up before the 1st of April. And let's make this a great half year in terms of membership, making sure that everyone's in the union, everyone's financial, and we get on doing what we're supposed to do, and that's looking after the members' wages and conditions, their health and safety, and generally taking it up to the government who are trying to take away those wages and conditions. Righto.
I thought you were going to wait for that track till you did that, so we could lead into that, mate.
Oh, we're going to lead into that too. Don't worry, I'll come back to it.
You've gone too early, mate.
No. We'll be back to that in a minute.
You've got a bad memory. We've established that this morning, or was it me?
We can't remember.
You can't remember either. Righto. What we're talking about, of course, is the fundraiser for the Concrete Gang and Community Radio 3CR, which is going to be Monday the 11th of July this year. Not the 10th of July last year.
Well,
we won't go into any more details.
So when did you say it was? You've buggered it up again.
No,
yes, you have.
The 11th of July.
No, it's not.
It's the 10th.
It's the 10th.
Oh,
You've done it again.
You've confused me totally.
Oh, please.
Anyway,
now,
never mind.
Well, let's just clear it up. It's
Righto, you've got your 1917 diary.
Yes, don't throw off. You stuffed it up again.
Yeah, all right, you confused me. It is
the 10th of Monday, the 10th
of July.
I'll be at the Palace, the same old story, but just all you people out there that are nominating your Peggies for the award, we've got a few in there, and obviously the rules are they've got to be at the pull-up, and we'll be announcing the Peggy of the year. We've got a few more coming in, so if you've got your Peggy on your job, you reckon he's doing the right thing. At the moment, we've only got 6 good Peggies in all of Victoria. So if I was
That's a bit hard to believe.
If I was a Peggy, I'd be going out and strike.
Yeah,
I would be. No respect.
If he's doing the job, he should be nominated.
Should we give the email address again, just for those who
we should
show? So to put your nominations in, it's jons@cfmeu.org. That's jons@cfmeu.org.
And for all you other blokes, the pigeon coops on top of the union, you can send a pigeon in with his name wrapped around his leg, because some of you blokes aren't in the cutting edge like Warren here.
Just in at the office is fine.
Righto, moving right along. The biggest news this week, in my humble opinion, is the federal court decision to throw out the prosecution of the secretary and officials of the ACT branch in Canberra, who were charged with all sorts of things by the ABCC, and Uncle Nige decided to make that a big event, and he called his chief witness, the old Feehee. God, his name keeps changing. I think that's because
So would yours if you like him.
Yes, well, Feehee is in a situation where he was a star witness for the prosecution. He was an ex-official of the ACT branch who was booted because of his less than honest activities. And
now he's a lagger.
Now he's not only a lagger, he's also considered to be a blackmailer.
Mm-hmm.
He is, in fact, described as a blackmailer. And our friend Mr. Justice Frick decided that he was a very unacceptable witness and threw the case out. And I think Mr. Justice Frick picked it in one. When you're relying on someone who ended up having to plead guilty to a number of criminal offences and got a deal so that he didn't do any time, and then is called as a witness for the prosecution by Hotchkiss, the whole thing stinks from top to bottom.
I think the only person who's surprised is Uncle Nigel himself, perhaps, that a convicted blackmailer would not be a credible witness, particularly when you've cut a deal with him. Shock horror.
Jesus, fair dinkum, eh? I'll tell you what, dealing with rocket scientists here, I'll tell you.
Apparently they spent $100,000 of taxpayers' money on the case, yeah? Like,
do you have a cup of tea as well?
No, that's banned under the code, mate.
Oh, please, honestly. Does anyone see through all this bullshit? Is it just us, or is it... Do other people realise what's going on with their taxpayers' money?
Well, apparently the judges are realising now.
I think the judges have worked out that what they're being fed up is a load of shit. And now they're starting to push back and question. Maybe they should have done it before, but they're now starting to seriously question just what's gone on. These matters, just so that people get it in context, the most recent one of these matters that they have finally got to court took place in 2014, nearly 3 years ago, most of them. And to spend huge amounts of money on matters which were probably piddling at the time, even if they were true, are now finally hitting court.
Hundreds of thousands
of dollars of taxpayer money is being spent on lawyers prosecuting the union and then having to pay our costs as well in some cases.
And not to mention the Johnny Lomax case up there. I was actually up there when he at the front of the court, poor old Johnny, and his family, his kids there, they were shattered. It was a disgrace what happened, absolute disgrace. And that's all been swept under the carpet because all the charges were dropped. Yeah. What about the poor family that went through absolute hell, it's just a joke, actually.
And don't forget that the ACT branch pursued the federal police for illegal action in raiding the office of the union and basically got all the costs as well.
Mm.
So they're not exactly doing well, are they?
Mate,
the federal police, the ABCC, listen,
I'll tell you what,
give it away.
If they had a ticket, so that's a good segue into our next song, mate. So we're going to play now.
So make sure you get your ticket nice and financial because the fight has to go on.
If I had a ticket.
If I have a ticket, Lord, can I ride? If I have a ticket, Lord, can I ride? If I have a ticket, Lord, can I ride? Right on, living true. Now I hear the sound of that gospel train. Do you want to get on?
You don't fight, you lose. Concrete gang. Here to stay. You don't fight, you lose. Stand struggle, stand to win.
Whatever it takes, whatever the stakes. Can I ride? Right away to heaven morning.
Jeffson John and the Ed giving you a simple message. Get your ticket, get financial, and you get to ride. Righto, moving right along. Incident this week down at the cane job at Melbourne University South Bank campus.
Just on the Thursday, apparently someone's been bowled over by a forklift, and I'll tell you, they haven't got much given them forklifts, and the bloke, Tom, I think he was, worked for IBM Rigging. He was rushed to hospital, so we haven't had a report on what his injuries, but we're hearing maybe a broken leg, which is tragic. But Paul Christian, who's running that job for Canes, no JSA, no loading bay, no OH&S, no traffic plan. I mean, goes on and on and on. And now they're ballooning about having a OH&S officer on the job. So Canes want to put one of their patsies in there as usual. You know, some bloke will just go there and have his name put on all the certificates when someone gets bowled over or killed or something. Someone to blame, but don't want them to do anything about the safety on the job. So usual thing with Canes. So stay tuned with that one.
Indeed, our good friends Canes had an incident down at Cape Shank the previous week with a pump caught up under the crane without allocating blame to any individuals. Overall,
well, it's mismanagement.
Mismanagement, lack of planning. Should not have a pump that close to the crane. There should be some kind of exclusion zone in place and everyone knows about it. But no, another stuff up.
Canes again.
Canes again.
I mean, that could have been tragic. That could have been a massive accident with the crane slewing around with the pump up behind it, you know, if that had a clean,
right.
you know. It was just luck again, as we keep talking about that, just luck, not good management. If you look at all the accidents Canes having on their jobs and going around, well, you know, what can we say? And talking about Canes, I just want to throw one in here. Remember we had a bloke called Michael Musel that worked out on the job up, I think, where was that job?
Ringwood.
In Ringwood. And
Ringwood Aquatic Centre.
This Michael Musel, who was a bloke who called the coppers on Mickey Powell up there, and we all know what broke loose after that. But so Michael Musel has moved on to multiplex now. So Michael, you might have changed builders, but you're still drop kicked that rang the coppers, mate. We haven't forgot you.
Righto. Let's move along to another people who call coppers.
Element 5.
Oh, the Morton family empire.
Disgraceful. So not only, of course, the tragic fatality on one of their jobs, a VCon subsidiary job earlier in the year. Now, when they invite officials onto their jobs in Box Hill, friendly as, but as soon as they start actually pulling them up on safety, they ring the coppers. So element 5, if you haven't learned your lesson from a tragedy and you haven't learned your lesson from listening to officials who are dealing with your safety issues, don't know what we'll teach you. But yeah, Box Hill jobs, absolute disgrace. Just a total mess, no housekeeping. Some of the worst sheds I've seen. Just a garage, a domestic garage with a roller door and filth everywhere. Just a mouldy toilets, the whole works.
Well, I'm going for the belt, the World Championship belt, element 5. I had him on a job in Caulfield. I'm going to get this right. So I went on a job. The fridge was in the middle of the job, just in the middle of nowhere. I opened up the shed door. There was 4 cartons of milk on a table and the air conditioner going. They reckon their fridge wasn't working, so that's how they're keeping their milk cold. Now, mate, this is what you're dealing with, element 5. I'll tell you what, mate. Those gooses that run that show, and they reckon just drink coffee with officials and everything's all right. Well, we'll see, mate. You've had one death, you've had a few accidents, your jobs are unruly, and you call them coppers on officials. Good luck to element 5.
Well, they should have audited their jobs, of course, and we've got empty first aid kits, broken power boxes out in the weather, inaccessible. Yeah. The whole works.
The usual.
Yeah.
Rob Morton, you're a shit talker.
Exactly.
Righto, moving right along. The Hayfield Mill rally during the week, trying to save the jobs at Hayfield for our CFMEU comrades from the FFPD division. The locals turned up, did themselves an absolute treat. A lot of construction workers in the city turned up to show support. But I think this issue's got a long way to go before it's going to be resolved to anyone's satisfaction.
Any possums turn up?
Well, they might have been on the back of the log trucks, I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
I think there was an exclusion zone around Parliament House.
There should have been, instead of that bloody idiot, the so-called leader of the opposition. who turned up and was seen to stand with the CFMEU till he realised it was the CFMEU.
He would have done it. Put the
Matthew guy, you're a dickhead.
He would have put the tank in reverse, wouldn't he? Beep, beep, beep.
Oh shit! I'm supporting forestry workers. They're the CFMEU. Better run and hide.
He's probably joined the possum brigade now. He's joining the possums, mate.
Righto. Now, just a couple of things before we go to Scallywags. To all the CFMEU members down at the Grand Prix in Albert Park, there's a lot of them down there helping the setup. You get this weekend off because they're actually running the Grand Prix, and then you're back to work next week and pull it all down again. Ain't the greatest fan of the Grand Prix, but it does create some work, and it does keep some people going in what's often a very slow time of the year.
Yeah, well, it's I wasn't a big fan of it either till I went down and worked there, and it is good for the community. Well, I think it's barring the locals, I don't like it, but it's got to be in someone's backyard, I suppose. But a lot of people come over, and it's good for the hospitality people and all that. And although we can get onto the double time on the weekends, but we don't. We'll get untidy. But anyway,
when you can hear it from my place in the northern suburbs, imagine what it's like for the locals.
Well, I live in Port Melbourne, mate. Do you reckon I can't hear it?
Yeah, I lived around the corner. It was all right.
Yeah, stop whinging, mate.
Oh, come on.
And actually visiting the job, they do a great job of facilitating access for the locals through the park and doing very minimal disturbance to the park. It's pretty amazing when you go and have a look at how much they look after the place.
And how it all goes back to exactly how it was after when they got there. It is amazing what they do there, and it's all the stuff they bring in. And to the workers down there, what a great job they do. And plus, not only that, boys, when we just say when you go back after the Grand Prix, take it easy because there's a lot of pressure on to get it all down and all the stands down and all the stuff ready for the public.
It's all about money.
And well, of course it is, and all the public and all that. So make sure you work safe. And to James down there, he's done a good job down there. I heard James, well done. And hopefully it's another successful year. There's plenty of work for us down there.
So just remind everyone, when they're watching the Grand Prix, it was brought to you by CFMEU members and the most highly unionised Grand Prix in the world, I'm told. So that's quite an achievement.
And the only problem we had was when Buzzer put that helmet on when we had what was his name? Was it James?
James Brock.
James Brock. What a nice bloke he was. Until he tried squeezing that helmet on Buzz's buff head, it was like pulling the condom over a 44-gallon drum. But anyway, we got it on, couldn't get it off. But anyway, that was all right. So anyway, moving on.
Branch meeting this coming Wednesday night, Trades Hall, 5 o'clock as usual. Scallywags, I've got Nigel Hatchkis and our good mate, the Blackmailer.
Fee.
And we've
got Element 5. We've got Paul Christian from Cairns.
Paul Christian.
We've got Michael Musell.
Oh, yeah, I missed one. And from Hutchinson's, Dan Casey's one of his top men, Elias. Elias is about 3'6". He wants to get a few manners, I'll tell you. We don't forget blokes that think they're going to push.
Dan, you better pull him into gear, son.
Yeah, before we do.
So Michael Musell, who's now with Maldi's ex-Cairns. We've got ACI Civil, who haven't paid any of their funds in some nearly 6 months. So they're not exactly doing the right thing by the code. Not complying with your...
Not code compliant.
Not code compliant, Roland.
Cheerio to Hanson Young, I'm talking about that.
Yep. And Gavin Butler.
Oh, yeah, Gav. No. We've got a shit can, Gav. Every time we shit can him, he donates more money. So good on you, Gav. You're no good. You're all those horrible things, and hopefully that'll reflect in the donations for the rest of the year, mate. Good on you, mate.
Righto, and last but not least, WorkSafe for sooking up about how they're portrayed on Facebook.
Yeah, they can't show up to a job, but they can write a three-page legal letter about every Facebook post we've made about their shit work. So they'll get a reply on Facebook shortly enough, since they pay attention to that and nothing else.
And when they do show up, nothing happens.
They're precious about their logo. How about being precious about safety? That's your job.
Corporate image is about what you actually do, not what you look like.
That's it.
Righto. Well, they win Suki La La for sure. Now, who are we going with Scallywag?
It's a toss-up.
We've got Nigel Hadgkiss and the Blackmailer. We've got Element 5, Paul Christian, Elias from Hutchison's.
If we
Michael
can't get his
Newsall.
last name, it'll be Dan Casey.
Yeah.
I reckon...
Has to be Fahey, surely.
Nah, hang on a minute.
Hadgkiss.
Yeah, but hang on. We've had a bloke being cleaned up by a forklift. He's in hospital. This Paul Christian running around saying we're not having this, not having that. I mean, this Canes, they have a lot of accents.
Did they get it last week for Cape Shank? No? Were they nominated? No?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, yeah, let's
was
put them
too
up then.
late.
It's 2 accidents,
I
2
think
serious
Canes
incidents.
keep serious incidents. They've got nothing in place, no JSAs, loading bays, anything, traffic plans. I'd like to see this Paul Christian and Canes get it.
Righto.
Yep.
Well, Paul, you've done it again, son. You are being named Scallywag of the Week, and let's hope that member does
Tom
have
from IBM Rigging.
has a full recovery, because it was a crushing type
No help
injury,
from you.
and that is often very difficult to get over.
So,
Go out in the same old way.
dare to struggle.
Dare to win. If you don't fight, you
lose.
lose. Good morning from the Concrete Gang and RDO Blitzers.
You keep on telling me to wait. You don't know how it makes me feel.
You've been listening to a 3CR podcast produced in the studios of independent community radio station 3CR in Melbourne, Australia. For more information, go to allthews.3cr.org.au.